Good morning. I've got my lucky shirt on. I am pretty hot, sweating, and it's very humid. I'm heading into one of the national parks because I think that's where, I'm going on a hunch, that's where I originally stayed in a hut nearly 20-something years ago. And I designed a fly out of lollipop stick, etc. So I'm just trying to rekindle and discover that place. But I'm not 100%. Yeah, it's just in a hunch. I've seen a couple of photographs of two different huts, which may be the hut. I don't know. But it's for part of this book. Or maybe. We'll see what happens. It might not even be the place, but it must be in this area somewhere. I probably got about 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 hours hiking. It's going to be a mission. But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you from Tasmania. See ya. We've just arrived here at Talbots Lagoon. Came up the forestry road. There's another car park full of Land Cruisers and trailers, empty trailers. We've just arrived. That's Jeff, famous Jeff again. He's kindly brought me here with his fishing club. We've got this little boat, little noddy boat, and we're going to push it under that barrier. Well, Jeff is. I'm going to be lazy and say I'm filming. He's swearing under his breath, I can see him. And we're going to, Jeff's going to push it all the way down to that way down there to the lake. And I'll film. How's that, Jeff?
Perfect.
So yeah. So you can see this is what we do. Got his little boat. I got these little detachable wheels. It's one of Jeff's friend's boats. And we've sort of pinched it. And it's brand new. Okie doke. It's raining. Maybe there's going to be a mayfly hatch. Maybe not. Maybe we'll catch some fish. Maybe not. No, we will. We'll slay them as per normal. See ya. Thanks. Thank you for watching. Oh, we've just pushed the boat down here and we've arrived. And Jeff's knackered. I've been whipping him. And we've got here, and I love stuff like this. There's all these homemade little trailers. That's the word, little trailers being made to transport boats and canoes down here. And we've just got here early and there's still quite a few, so it's quite interesting. I love stuff like that. And this is the lake. There's more wood in it than water at the moment, it looks to me. Swallows are working over there. And yeah, we're going to push out there and hopefully our little Titanic doesn't sink and gets us somewhere where we can cast and catch heaps of fish. I'm going to love you and leave you from Tasmania. Somewhere secret. But I think I said the name of it earlier. Goodbye. Well, we just had quite a big mayfly hatch. A lot of spinners and duns just happening. Fish jumping all around us. Every time we got near them, they disappeared. But eventually I just fooled one. And I've just used up about 15 excuses. Apparently, Jeff's pointed out of how I missed it. And he's not talking to me, but he's rowing, which is lovely of him. And we're now heading, if I don't tell him, to that tree. So let's just go this way a little bit. Yep. That way there. Yep. That's fine. And
There's the navigator here.
a bit squeaky on the oars here, so I need to get the Vaseline out the bag. So don't ask me why I've got a jar of Vaseline and there's two gentlemen in a boat. I'll leave that up to you guys.
I'm the gentleman in the fly guide.
Oh, There's another man fishing just there. He's stripping streamers, but he hasn't caught anything. And yeah, it's looking good. Just got up this morning and I thought I had something last night. There was no wind, and so obviously an animal's knocked over my chair. So I'm glad I removed my shoes and put them in the car or my office. About to start work. But I'm here in the lowlands and it's pretty stunning at this time in the morning. You can hear all the bird life. It's quite amazing. And yesterday I was busy lying in the back of the car writing. And I was writing about kookaburras, the laughing kookaburra, which is like a massive woodland kingfisher. And as I was writing about it, it was just, the serendipity was just amazing. One landed on this branch. Not that branch. There's another branch just below it. You might not see, but I could see it was at my eye level. And it had a lizard. And it proceeded to flog this lizard to death, as they do, to kill it on the branch. But it was so quiet, you could just hear the tap of the lizard getting battered. And it went on for about 5 minutes. It was amazing to watch. And then it turned the lizard round and swallowed it head first. And the amazing thing was it didn't at all grab that lizard by the tail, because the lizard will release its tail and escape. So it sort of knew that. And once it swallowed the lizard, I got to watch it clean its beak, just like we would a knife. Yeah, it was an amazing thing that happened. Writing about kookaburras, and then the first one I actually see, I've heard heaps, lands just at eye level behind me about 20 meters away, and I got to watch it through my binoculars. So it was like an IMAX movie. Okay. I love you and leave you from Tasmania. See ya. Hello from Tasmania. Lovely sunny day. It's nice and warm. I'm down off the mountain. I've been recommended to come to this little lake and some others. And it's very deep at the edges and it's full of trees. I'm not too sure the person that recommended it knows that I don't have a boat or a canoe. I don't actually even have waders, but it's too deep to even wet wade. I can't find a place to camp. There's another little road, but my vehicle, being a lovely Skoda, doesn't have enough clearance, so I can't go down that road to investigate. It's just a bit risky. And lo and behold, what's happened is I've switched on the radio and there's a huge flood warning. And I was thinking, oh, that's a shame. And then they mentioned a couple of names, and then I looked at the map and went, oh, poo, that's exactly where I am. So it took me 4 hours to get here. I was on some shocking forestry roads because one road was closed. And I was sort of keen. This is me going to hole up, and I was going to write and fish for a few days. But I'm worried if this storm comes and the flood warning is pretty bad, it's telling everyone to be prepared and put all their furniture up on the table in their houses and most of the areas around here. So being on these types of roads, and this is the best road I've been on, but still trees could come down if there's a massive flood, and I'd probably get stuck because this is a back road. It's probably not on anybody's agenda to clear first. So I'm going to have to skedaddle out of here. What a bummer. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's the joys of being on the road. See ya. Thanks for watching. Here we go. It's early in the morning and we're going midging. And this is the boats that most people use in Tasmania. It's got an electric outboard in the front. It's 40 horsepower in the back. And we're just about to go midging. That's the plan. There's Jeff, he's the guide cum skipper. And in this little town here, there's little lights going on down in the village. And it's all fishermen, basically, getting ready to go fishing. It's quite an amazing place. And we're going to join them. And as usual, we're going to slay the fish. Well, we don't slay them. We might catch a couple. Or we may not, because that's fishing. But that's what goes on over here. It's the early hours of the morning. And it was a full moon last night. It was beautiful. And I've got the pleasure of being taken fishing with another kind person from Tasmania. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you. We're getting the show on the road. See ya. Well, there's already 2 boats. Whoops! Heading out there this morning. It's a busy little place. And I've been told to keep my little feet dry. I'm getting treated like royalty here. And Jeff's reversing it in. And it's dead calm, and this is what we want for midging. And obviously these other people, they think the same. I'm going to head out there and look for wind lanes and hopefully some trout feeding on midge. Yeah. Here we are, out on another secret lake that might be called the Great Lake, and we've found the foam line. It's very early in the morning, and on this foam line, I don't know if you can see, there's fish rising so close to the boat. They're not spooked by the boat. It's quite amazing. And over there's another boat, and that's Hare, bit of a legend in these parts, so he's trying to poach our water. So we're going to go over there and throw stones at him in a minute. And these fish are just in this foam line right here. Look at that. Apparently they're feeding on midge, and we're going to catch a few, obviously, because we're so good. This is Jeffy's. Unlike yesterday, where he took me to a lake where there was no fish, there apparently is fish in this lake, and it's pretty awesome. Sort of reminds me of tarpon fishing, up early in the dark on the lake, just at first light. But this foam line is quite amazing. It goes all the way along here, and we're just going to float along it, have some fun. Stu from Tasmania. Goodbye. And here's my tip for today. Always wear a life jacket. Always. You'll never regret it. Even if you can walk back to the car and it's shallow, always wear a life jacket. It'll save your life. Thanks for watching. Here we are, we're on Penstock Lagoon. It's a glorious day. We've been here for about 3 hours. We've seen 2 mayfly, caught no fish. There's a few other people around, but we're hoping this cloud cover comes over. The weather gets a little bit shitty and some fluffy mayflies will hatch. If you can see there in the distance, there's a lot of black swans, so a lot of wildfowl on this lake. Apparently you can keep up to 2 fish per angler. So there's a few fish in this lake. It's one of the most famous lakes in Tasmania, but I think they all are. Apparently over there, people from Christmas Island came and stayed. 3 local villagers, fishing guides, came and fished and stayed in Tasmania from the tropics to snow-covered Tasmania during the World Championships. Be pretty awesome for them going back to the village with those photographs. It's all thanks to some people supporting them, chipping in money. Anyway, it's a beautiful day to be not catching fish or seeing any fish, but we've still got hours left. Well, there's lots of caddis fluttering around the edges here, but I've not seen any fish rise. I think these boys are just to stop the boaters from whacking the wall. Apparently this year, one of the fisheries department, the lake flooded and the pool just below this dam wall was full of trout, and they were scooping them up with a net and throwing them back into the lake. So they don't stock these lakes as such, and if they do, it's all wild fish brought in from somewhere else. But this lake does not need that. It's got such a great stock of its own resident fish. Obviously, if you can keep 5, and it gets fished a lot. But today there's nobody fishing, no locals, apart from maybe yours truly. When I get out there, I've got it all to myself. But it's probably there's probably a reason. It's probably not the place to be today on a sunny day. I think it's overcast and miserable weather's the best time. But hey, like I said, I'll go for a walk. These caddis are teasing me. Well, obviously, I'm at Little Pine Lagoon, one of the most famous fisheries here in Tasmania. It's got a beautiful piece of artwork there. I'm pretty sure that's from Trevor Hawkins. You can just tell his work. And what's interesting here is bag limit. You're allowed 5 fish. Apparently it was 20, then 10, now 5. So that's a lot of fish. It's not that big a lagoon. Here we go. I just walked along that dam wall, looked in the water there. There's a lot of weed, so there'll be a lot of aquatic life, but there's I didn't see any fish. I was actually hoping to see a species of duck actually I'm looking for, so I can write a little bit more about it. I just need to observe it a little bit more. But failing that, I'm probably going to go for a fish. And there you go. Little Pine Lagoon. It's actually known for massive mayfly hatches, but I think it's too sunny today. I really think I'm wasting my time, but I suppose you're never wasting your time when you're fishing or walking. So we've been looking for some foam lines, foam lines. That's that white bubbly stuff there. We're hoping some insect life is trapped in there and the fish are cruising underneath it, looking for the food stuck in the surface and amongst the white bubbles, the foam. But apparently, even though we've found all this foam, I think there's more foam here than what you find in a pint of Guinness. There still seems to be no fish. Well, we can't find them, there is fish. So whatever you do, if you ever come to Tasmania, this gentleman sitting right here, don't hire his services. His name's Jeff. But look at that hat he's got on.
It's not helping, Steve.
Well, we've not even cast a fly. Oh yeah, his lucky hat's not working at the moment. At the moment. Stay tuned. So here we are on this secret lake called Arthur's Lake. Oops. And we're searching some foam lines, looking for obviously some fish, trout feeding on the surface. We're not finding anything despite the conditions looking great. And apparently you can keep up to, I think, 20 fish a day per angler in this lake. So apparently there is trout in this lake. Where at the moment we just don't know, but we know they're in the water. It's pretty spectacular with all the dead trees. And so fingers crossed something happens. And if nothing happens, it's a beautiful day. Thank you all from Tasmania.